present, as they say. And given the circumstances we're all in, I think it's a brilliant time. There is no better time to actually sit back and have a look at where you are in your financial life. As daunting as it may be, and again, as uncomfortable as it may feel, it's absolutely essential to be able to do this and look at it for what it is, good, bad, or ugly, and make decisions based on where you are today. Because how do you make decisions for creating a better life, for creating the freedom and the choices and what you want for yourself, your family, and for your future? How do you do that? How do you live that life without being in control of your own money? Well, I'm not sure, but I know that money is the key tool that we use to give us what we want in life. So it's not about the money, really. It's really about how we want to live. Money is simply the tool that we use to get that. So having a look at our money, what are the things that we need to do to be able to break through where we are currently with the barriers that we've got in front of us and to forge on and achieve the goal that we want? What does that look like? So over the last few days, I've been talking to you about status quo. We did that over 6-7 days, and we started with assessing where you were and discovering who you were. If you reflect back, if you haven't, go back and watch the videos, and then looking at the challenges that were getting in your way, then making the decision for change, and then choosing the vision and making the decision and then committing to that. And remember the 6 rules of the commitment that we made as financially free women. We walked from there across to our values. We looked at our history with money. Where did we come from our childhood? What did that look like? What were the conversations going around there? Have we taken that from mum and dad into our adult life, and are we just doing that on autopilot without even thinking about it? We went through those exercises, if you'll remember, and I'm hoping you all had those aha moments and realized that you weren't getting the results that you wanted in your adult life because you were replicating what you saw at mum and dad's. You were doing the do from your childhood, because your childhood is incredibly powerful and sets you up for what happens in your adult life, unless you decide by watching me, listening to me and sharing together that you want something different for yourself. So we went back in order to go forward. And then in order to go forward, we decided we're grown-ups and we get to decide how we want our life to play out. And then we uncovered our adult values of who we are, what represented us today, what was important to us. And then we tried to align those 2 behaviors. Who am I today? How am I behaving? Is my behavior going to give me what I want? And from there, we moved on to uncovering your why. Why do you do what you do? What is your purpose in life? And then we set some goals, So uncovering your purpose and uncovering your why gave us great groundwork to then do value-based goals, the values that we hold true to be us as adults today. So having done all of that groundwork, what was that all for? It was all for this. This is the middle point. This is the middle point that we go from all of that groundwork to then opening up the world of money and you being in the driver's seat of that money, you making those decisions, you being confident, having the self-belief and the knowledge that you got this, you can do this. It's not hard. It's actually quite simple. And it's the simplicity in it that eludes everybody. Everyone's looking for the magic pill. Everyone wants everything now. Fix me now. No risk, no down payment. I want the $1 million. Kind of doesn't work that way, I'm here to tell you. This is a reality check, and that's another reality check. It's about small things done consistently over a long period of time. That's really it. That's the basic part of building financial wealth. And that financial wealth isn't about the wealth. It is about you having choice to live the life that you want for yourself and your family. It's about choosing, and choice brings about power, fulfillment, and happiness. So with that said, what is the reality check? Well, I'm not going to talk in the lingo of accountants and financial planners, although I am both. What I love to do is communicate at a normal person's level, if you like. So without the lingo, let's talk about what reality check means. Reality check is simply put a one-pager which looks at your assets. I'm going to explain that in a sec. And then looks at your liabilities, and the difference between your assets and your liabilities are what you're worth at any one time. Now, you've probably filled this out for the banks, and I'm hoping you're negotiating with the banks, your interest rates, getting your repayments put on hold. I'm hoping you're negotiating and having a look already at your financial situation. But if I can go back to assets and liabilities, assets are simply put what you own. What do you own that are of value? Less what do you owe. So what you own less what you owe is what you're worth. And I'm hoping that's a positive, because if you're a negative, it means that you actually owe more money and you don't have the equity or the asset backing to support that. And that's really, really dangerous. So assets are things like, and they are beneficial in different ways, but this is coming in the next lot of videos. So assets are generally termed things like your home, your cars, your caravans. They're lifestyle assets. They don't actually put money back in your pocket, but they're recognized as a lifestyle asset. Then we move on to superannuation. We move on to managed funds, shares, properties, whether they're residential or commercial, investments in businesses, bank accounts, term deposits, bonds. All of those sorts of things are assets. So we tally them up, what we have, and don't get bogged down in the numbers, the cents. Just round it up. Best guess, best scenario. What we're trying to do is not get bogged down, but move forward and have a quick bird's eye view of where are we at. Your liabilities are credit cards, personal debt, mortgages, investment debt, business debt, any debt you have, store cards, really dangerous stuff. I talk about all of these in my program, and in my program I talk about debt as leverage, and I explain the difference between debt and leverage, and I also go into explaining the good, the bad and the ugly. And that's not the Clint Eastwood movie, by the way. That is the good, bad and the ugly of debt. And trust me, there is good debt. Debt is good. Depends what you do with it. Yeah? Might sound like an oxymoron, but it's absolutely true. I love leverage, I love debt, but I'm digressing to that section. So let's come back. Reality check. You got to have a look at it. Make sure it's not more than one page. You got to be able to look at it on the one page, because that's the only way you can actually focus and keep it simple. One pager, reality check. What do you own? What do you owe? What are you worth? First step in understanding where you're at, and then we move on to how much work needs to be done. And I will move into that tomorrow. So I'm hoping you're finding this beneficial. Great time. I said, no time like the present. No time like the present, given the current situation we're in, because you're going to need all of this knowledge, you're going to need all of this courage, and you're going to need to do all of this work to not only survive this, but come out the other end even stronger. So I'm with you all the way.